and welcome to our university and to the MA courses. I hope you enjoy studying the MA courses. I try to speak a bit slowly so that it is actually easier for you to handle the first sessions. As you know, our course is Research in Applied Linguistics. So before we move to the lesson, I would like to explain what we are going to do within the sessions we have together. I don't know whether you had research in your BA or not. Did you pass research in your BA courses? Good. So you are familiar with some concepts. We are going to review some, and then we are going to actually add some more points. Great. Okay. Good. So let me explain how the class will be, and then we start the lesson. The very first point is that the book we are going to study is, as I said, Understanding Research in Applied Linguistics. This book by Dr. Hashemi. You were supposed to buy the book. You can buy it online. We will study as many chapters as we can during this course. The scoring would be like this: your presence in the class and your active participation, mostly in the chat box, when I ask you questions in the class, will have 50% of the score. Then I will give you a project, which is a small project. It wouldn't take that much time. This is 15% of the score. And then we will have the final exam. This final exam is about 70%, which might be some online midterm exams as well. So we will set the time for the midterm exam together because it is a very short, actually, semester. So maybe part of this score would be for the midterm exam, which is going to be actually held online. So generally that would lead to 100%, which is going to give us a score out of 20, which is the basis in actually our university. Any questions about the scoring? Any question about the source? You can write in the chat box if you have. Okay, great. So I uploaded the syllabus on LMS. You can download it and keep it for yourself, okay? So let me upload the file for today. And are you in Iraq now? Or are you in Iran? You might be in your country, am I right? Okay. So what time is it there? Because I know we have time difference. Okay, 7:30. Okay, so it's early in the morning. Good. But teachers are used to getting up early in the morning. You know what time does your school start in Iraq? When you go to school, what time is it? 8. Good. So you are used to getting up early. 8:30 for some. Great. Okay. Good. So let's start the lesson. I see some of your friends are still joining us, but we can start. The class is recorded, so you can later actually watch the recorded file of the class. Let's start with the very first, very simple anecdote, very simple story. A carpenter, a school teacher, and a scientist were traveling by train in Scotland when they saw a black sheep through the window of the train. Aha, said the carpenter with a smile. I see that the Scottish sheep are black. Said the school teacher, you mean that some Scottish sheep are black? No, said the scientist glumly. All we know is that there is at least one sheep in Scotland and that at least one side of that one sheep is black. Before we start talking about research and scientific research, I would like you to tell me your understanding of this story. What is the difference between the carpenter, school teacher, and scientist? What makes these three people different? They saw the same thing, but they had different ideas. What made them different? Can you write in the chat box your understanding in the form of a sentence? Why these three people are different? Can you write in the chat box? So I'm waiting for you to write your interpretation of this story. So any of you, this leads to a way of sight to facts. That's right. So we can see the carpenter said something, just guessed it, and it had generalization, but the scientist was cautious, careful. Yes, what else? Each one has a different observation. That's right, exactly. It leads to approaches of research. Good. So as you see, the carpenter actually said something that is general. I see that the Scottish sheep are black. This is what regular, ordinary people do. Okay, when I see something is red, I think that all the things of that kind would be red. This is what an ordinary person would think. Then we have the school teacher who is an expert somehow, or who is a person who is educated, who went to university, who studied. So the teacher said some Scottish sheep. It means that the teacher is cautious, but the scientist is the most cautious person. All we know is that there is at least one sheep in Scotland and at least one side of that sheep is black. This is too cautious. Thank you. Deductive and inductive, we will come to that point. So, scientist here was very careful not to say a general statement. This is what research means. In research, we are very careful about the statements we make. We are very cautious about the points because facts if they want to be true, if they want to be proven as true, we need evidence, and we cannot make generalizations based on one point or one case. We need to see several cases in order to make a rule, in order to have a conclusion. So with this introduction, let's move to the concept of research and let's say basic points about research. If we want to gain knowledge in general, we can use our experiences. By experiences, I mean we have 5 senses. We can listen to things, we can see things, we can taste things, we can hear things. So our experiences can be a source of understanding the world or understanding knowledge. But our experiences are not enough. We need something more, and that is science and art. By science, we mean we need systematic ways in order to understand what is going on around us. By science, we mean we need some rules, some evidence that can lead to facts, can actually give us understanding of the world that is fixed for different people. And by art, we mean something that touches our heart. So science is for touching our brain, for giving us different pieces of evidence, for providing us with facts. And art is something that can make life easier, more beautiful. So these are the 3 major ways through which we understand the world. So experience, science, and art are the sources of knowledge for all human beings. But what is research about? Mostly science. Because in research, we need a system for understanding the phenomena, the actually happenings around us. And, throughout the history, people got a good understanding of the scientific side of the knowledge by having 2 processes, the major ones, which are called deduction and induction. These concepts have their roots in philosophy, as you know. By deduction and induction, we mean different approaches we have towards facts. Let's see what deduction means and what induction means. By